Alright guys, welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday Reviews with your host, your wife Smokes Corn. Now, the last week's been kind of hectic, so I'm just gonna skip over everything that I've posted and everything that we've been talking about on the forums, like sexism and all that stupid shit. So basically we're just gonna focus on my review thing because this is me. Alright, this is what I want to talk about. So I want to tell you guys about amazing whiskey, and I want to tell you guys about this awesome poem that Mary Ann is making me read to you guys, because apparently she doesn't think I can do it without breaking character or smiling. So I'm going to prove her wrong and show her how amazing these acting chops really are. And the last but not least, we're going to review something else, and I'm not really sure what the other thing's going to be. It's not a video game because I haven't really had a chance to go back and do a video game, and unless you want it to be a nostalgic review, which I don't really feel like doing a nostalgia review, because that ain't me, dog. That ain't me. So anyways, moving on, we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off right with the whiskey. Naturally, why would you expect anything else to come first? So, right out the gates, we got a nice Redemption Rye whiskey, okay? This is a nice bottle. You guys checking out this bottle here? If I could marry anything, it'd probably be this bottle. I mean, given Lexington, obviously, is probably my favorite bottle so far. Is my cat in the background? That's totally my cat in the background. And Lexington's my favorite bottle so far, but as for, like, whiskey bottles and everything else goes, this is a really nice whiskey bottle. It's got a very classic, like, it looks kind of like a vodka bottle. It's very sleek and slim, and it's really just trying to do its own thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys the back because this is really interesting to me. And what you doing, Murphy? You wanna help? Alright, my cat Murphy's gonna help, okay? Hello, Murphy. I'm Murphy! Alright, so rye whiskey was once the predominant brown spirit in the United States. Classic cocktails, the Manhattan, the whiskey sour, and the old-fashioned were all originally created with rye whiskey. Prohibition changed that, because we all know what Prohibition did. I don't even have to remind you, 1930s, you can't really drink alcohol anymore legally, but moving on. And the spirit of rye whiskey was oft forgotten by many. Redemption Rye, Rye's goal is to bring back this feisty spirit and restore its grand place in every bar. While the law states that a whiskey must be 51% rye to be classified as rye whiskey, Redemption Rye whiskey, its mash bill contains 95% rye, because if you were thinking about tasting rye, you would want as much rye as possible, right? Carrying on. Aged in a Chark New Oak barrel, it's properly aged, then bottled at a bold 92 proof. Perfect to stand up on its own in any cocktail or by itself in your favorite glasses. Then it tells you to please enjoy it and stuff. It's actually a really good whiskey. Like it's right 92 proof, which puts it at 46% alcohol. It's a strong yet really well-defined whiskey. It has a very bold and robust flavor that as soon as you taste it and smell it, you get that smell in your sinuses and everything, and it's really good. Like, I can't recommend this one enough. Like, I've been sipping on it for, here it is right here in my glass. I'm literally drinking it as I speak to you guys. I've been sipping on it for a couple days now, and it's got a nice soft touch to the palate. It's really tastes really good, and it doesn't really give up on the strength to just to taste good. It tastes good, and at a modest 46%, which 50% is just fucking, that's a good strong whiskey, and 46%, that's still strong. It's stronger than 40%, which is where most of your whiskeys lie. So 46% alcohol in a whiskey is A-okay in my book. So, that being said, I think I'm gonna have to give Redemption Rye whiskey a 9.7 out of 10. It's so good, I can't recommend it enough, guys. So, for all your whiskey needs, anything else like that, check out Your Wife Smokes Corn. I'm gonna carry this on right into the next review of poetry. Oh, I didn't realize you guys were back so soon. Welcome back to Your Wife Smokes Corn's Whiskey Wednesday Reviews. On this portion of it, we're going to be doing a poetry reading that Marianne Assassinita requested, and really if you guys request anything, I'll do them if you convince me with nice pleasant words. Don't be like, hey, you dickhead, you need to go do this, and then I'm probably going to be like, no, I'm not going to do that actually. So, moving on, this is going to take a quick little drink of this. 1 second, this is going to be tough. Alright. Now, this poem, it's called The Wendigo by Ogden Nash. Alright? Oh wait, 1 second, I can get in the character for this. Put on the old spectacles. How we looking? We looking good? We're looking good. Alright. So, beginning. The Wendigo, the Wendigo. Its eyes are ice and indigo. Its blood is rank and yellowish. Its voice is hoarse and bellowish. Its tentacles are slithery and scummy, slimy, leathery. Its lips are hungry, blubbery, and it's mucky, sucky, and rubbery. The Wendigo, the Wendigo. I saw it just a friend ago. Just last night, it lurked in Canada. Today, on your veranda. As you are lolling hammock-wise, it contemplates you stomach-wise. You loll, it contemplates, it lollips, the rest is merely gulps and gallops. Alright, so that was The Wendigo by Ogden Nash. I just read about this guy. He is an American poet. He died in 1972. He was born in like 1902 or something. He's actually pretty good. He kind of reminds me of, not gonna lie, Dr. Seuss. So, let me get rid of these glasses, make this all nice. So, yeah, that's a really nice poem. It's, I'm not gonna say it's a good poem, but it's got pretty good ideas about a monster that nobody's really seen before. It roams from town to town and it basically eats people. So, man, that's basically it. Like, there's no hidden meanings to this one. It's just a monster who roams from town to town and he eats people, and this guy's just warning people about it in verse. So, we're gonna have, a monster like this one! I'm the Wendigo! Anyways, moving on, I would have to probably go ahead and say that this poem definitely is something. Thank you, Marianne, for making me read that. 8? We'll go with 8. It's an 8. It's a good poem, and it's fun. It's a funny, little fun poem. It's meant to make people laugh. It's obviously not meant for deep thought, which if you wanted to, you could pick it apart and make it all sorts of different meanings, but at its bare bones meaning, it's a monster with tentacles on its back. Lord knows what kind of monster this is, by the way. And yeah, it just eats people. So, 8. It's gonna be an 8. So, carrying on, I forgot to mention, my last review is an actual album by The National. So, I'm gonna sign out of here right quick and bring it back up. Thank you for viewing Your Wife Smokes Corn Whiskey Wednesday Reviews. We'll be right back with The National, their new album. Alright. Oh, welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday Reviews, guys. This is the last segment of my review, and it's going to be about an album by The National called Trouble Will Find Me. It's actually a really good album, and I've been listening to it a lot lately, like a lot. Like, I wanted to really understand the album and it at its very core before even attempting this review. So, that being said, let's go ahead and kick this review off. So, let's go ahead and get a stretch. Alright, so, the album itself, Trouble Will Find Me, it's very good. It's a really good album, and basically it's ode to a dying relationship and after their relationship ends. So what happens is, whenever you're in a relationship, you obviously, if you love the person very much, you can definitely relate to how you feel with them. But once that feeling of trust and that communication starts going down, then you get all these like inner feelings that just, they're horrible. I can't stress enough how bad a relationship that you really want to work, how bad it is whenever it doesn't. It just collapses, and you may have said something, she may have said something, or he may have said something. It doesn't matter. Like, it just sucks. So basically, this album, it's in its core, is basically paying tribute to that. Just that feeling of just doubt and that communication, that pain that you feel in your gut. It just pays tribute to all of that. Those nights you spend shivering, thinking about the other person. It just pays tribute to every single step of the process. So there's some songs in it, like Don't Swallow the Cap, that the guy's still in the relationship, but he can feel it failing. And then there's other songs like I Should Live in Salt, which it's basically him kicking himself, killing himself, because he left her. This woman that he loved, he left her, and just, he can't get over it. So I personally find this a very relatable topic, and it's just a good album. Like, I got it playing in the background right now. It's hard not to listen to. If you've ever listened to, if you ever seen The Warrior, it's a movie starring Tom Hardy, where they're MMA fighters, and they do most of the soundtrack for that movie. It's a very mellow band. It's just a very kind of depressing band, but they're extremely good. Their other albums, Cherry Tree and Virginia and The Boxer, they're phenomenal albums, and I can't recommend them enough. So this album in itself, Trouble Will Find Me, it's a great album. I recommend everyone listen to it. I'd have to say there's a couple tracks that I don't care for that much. I mean, I like them, but they're just not amazing. Like only one band could ever pull off a 10 for an album for me. But I'd say this album is probably a 9.2. I love it. It's great. It's a good album, and just the feelings that it draws out of you, like just remembering different things. I mean, hell, if you've ever read my blogs, I've written a couple pieces as odes to ex-girlfriends and spoke about my life and things like that. So yeah, this album's great, and it relates to me, and if you have ever had that situation, then you'll definitely relate to it. If not, then good for you. Thank God. It sucks. It's the worst situation ever, and I couldn't be happier for you. But if you haven't, still listen to the album, because it's still a really good album. It's great to give it a hear. So that being said, yeah, The National's Trouble Will Find Me, 9.2. Highlighted songs from it would have to be Don't Swallow the Cap, I Should Live in Salt, Heaven Faced, and I Need My Girl. Alright, so that being said, that's the end of my reviews today. That's the end of Whiskey Wednesday Reviews, episode 9. I've done Redemption Rye. I've done a poem. I did a friggin' poem, by the way. It's amazing. Who does that? This guy. And I did an album. It's been a while since I've done music, actually. That's really the main reason I wanted to do it, because it's been a long time since I've done a music review. So there you go. Now, all of you know where you can find me. You can obviously find me on my IG. And I now have a Twitter that you can follow me on. It's Your Wife Smokers Corn. Still Your Wife Smokers Corn. But it's at Sam Gross. So, yeah, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on my IGN. And basically drink up and game on, guys. It's gonna be a long weekend. The next review will be up next Wednesday. So this is your wife smokes corn signing out.